Hello, Pewter people. Scott Reynolds here with another Pewter Pulse. Baker Mayfield is having a career year in Tampa Bay, and the Bucs are back on top of the NFC South and look poised to win their fourth division title in a row because the Falcons are falconing, which means they're choking. I'll tell you why Mayfield is living his best life right now and why he's having the last laugh in a lot of situations in today's Pewter Pulse. But first, a reminder to hit the thumbs up button, give us a like, also leave a comment. Doing those two things helps us with the YouTube algorithm and gets us in front of more awesome Bucs fans like you. Now, let's talk about why Baker Mayfield is all smiles right now and why you, as a Bucs fan, are probably smiling too. It's good to be Baker Mayfield right now. Fresh off a 3-year, $100 million contract extension, becoming a dad for the first time this offseason. Mayfield and the Bucs have now won 4 straight games and are 8-6 after a 40-17 drubbing of the Chargers, who had the number 1 scoring defense in the league out there in LA. Mayfield threw 4 touchdowns against the Chargers, which earned him the NFC Offensive Player of the Week honors. And he threw 2 touchdowns to Mike Evans and helped him have that eruption game that was needed to get him back on track for a 1,000-yard season for the 11th straight year. And Liam Cohen's offense, which is tailor-made for Mayfield's skill set, he's put up a career-high 32 passing touchdowns. And with 2 more, he'll be behind only Tom Brady in Bucs history for the most touchdown passes in a single season. Mayfield, who made the Pro Bowl last year, seems on his way to another Pro Bowl this season. And he's completing a career-high 70% of his passes. The most ridiculous thing about Mayfield, who is clearly the best quarterback in the NFC South this year, is that he's just the 3rd highest paid quarterback in the division, behind Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr. You know, Cousins, the guy who just got benched in Atlanta. Cousins threw 8 touchdowns and 1 interception and 2 wins versus Tampa Bay, but against everybody else, he's thrown 10 touchdowns and 15 interceptions and is 5-7 in those games. Oh, by the way, he's making $45 million per year. Not a good investment, Atlanta. Carr is making $37.5 million per year. And he's the guy you may want as your fantasy football quarterback. He's thrown 15 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions this year. But Derek Carr is not a winner. He's 5-5 this year as a starter in New Orleans. And his record as a starter in his 11-year NFL career is just 77-92. By the way, Mayfield's career record is a much more respectable 48-52 and improving with each Buccaneer win. And Mayfield is 17-14 in his 2 years in Tampa Bay in the regular season. Folks, you can't buy wins in the NFL, and you simply can't put a price on fun. And Baker Mayfield is winning right now, and he's having a lot of fun right now. And hey, $33.3 million per year is not chump change either. Mayfield knows that. And he has the chance to once again earn up to $5 million more in incentives if he finishes in the top 10 in the NFL or the top 5 in the NFC in passer rating, TD passes, passing yards, completion percentage, and yards per pass. $500,000 for each of those categories. And he's doing that right now in most of them. Plus, he has a chance to earn another $500,000 with a wild card win, another $750,000 with the divisional playoff win, another $500,000 for a win in the NFC Championship game, and an extra $750,000 for a Super Bowl win. Not only has Jason Light done an incredible job of finding the best successor possible to Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield, but he's also found another selfless quarterback. It's crazy to think that Brady, who is the greatest quarterback of all time, was never the league's highest paid quarterback in any of his illustrious years in this league, both in New England and Tampa Bay. He came to Tampa Bay and made $25 million per season with the Bucs. Brady has always believed in leaving some money on the table so that the teams that he was on could afford other high-priced talent around him. After all, the salary cap pie is only so big, and there are only so many salary cap slices to go around. It seems like Mayfield thinks the same way, which is an absolute selfless blessing for Light and this Bucs franchise. The other great thing about Mayfield is that he actually helped attract offensive coordinator Liam Cohen to Tampa Bay. Cohen was definitely on the Bucs' radar this offseason to replace Dave Canales, but having a great quarterback that Cohen had already worked with out in LA for that 5-game stretch at the end of the 2022 season, that helped seal the deal. And now with Cohen likely to receive plenty of interview requests for vacant head coaching positions in the offseason due to his wildly successful Tampa Bay offense, well, Mayfield may just help keep Cohen around. Perhaps Cohen will do what Ben Johnson did and stay on as the Lions offensive coordinator rather than become a head coach because he wants to finish the mission and win a Super Bowl in Detroit. So maybe Cohen feels the same way and wants to stick around with Mayfield and help the Bucs win a Super Bowl if they happen to fall short this year. Cohen just turned 39, and Todd Bowles is 61. Perhaps a deal could be struck that makes Cohen the league's highest-paid offensive coordinator in the offseason and Bowles' eventual successor, just like Jared Mayo was in New England under Bill Belichick, and then he took over as the head coach of the Patriots when Belichick left. Taking on the challenge of rebuilding a franchise without a good quarterback isn't fun. Just ask Dave Canales, who was 3-11 in his first season as Carolina's head coach so far and trying to salvage Bryce Young's NFL career. Cohen has already found success in Tampa Bay and might want to keep that going with Mayfield as his quarterback. The Bucs fan base has fallen in love with Baker Mayfield, and Mayfield has fallen in love with the Bucs organization, the fans, and the Tampa Bay area. I've covered a pair of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in Brad Johnson and Tom Brady in my 30 years on the Bucs beat. Winning is fun, isn't it? It sure is. But there's something about Baker Mayfield's playing style that is even more fun to watch, right? It's his flair for the dramatic, his heroic scrambles out of danger, stiff-arming Nick Bosa, talking trash to defenders, highlight reel touchdown passes to Mike Evans, the smelling salt entrances that Mayfield makes coming out of the tunnel prior to kickoff, his gritty play, his swagger. Baker's a badass, and he's fun to watch and easy to root for. Oh, and by the way, he's winning a lot of games. Look at what Cleveland and Carolina let go. The Browns are a dumpster fire with a bum like Deshaun Watson hanging around their neck for years to come. And the Panthers have to watch Mayfield, a legit star quarterback they had in-house, rip off 3 wins and counting against Carolina over the last 2 years en route to what could be another division championship for Tampa Bay. And don't you wish the Saints and the Falcons had Mayfield as their quarterback right now? Baker Mayfield is certainly having the last laugh, isn't he? He's all smiles these days, and with good reason. Mayfield has worked hard, played well, and set himself and the Buccaneers up for success by finding his right fit at the right time at the right place. And he's making us smile too, isn't he? I know it'll make you smile. Going over to Pewter Report TV and checking out more awesome Bucs video content like Pewter Pulse episodes, Pewter Report podcasts, and other great Bucs video content. Hit the subscribe button, will you? Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on social media on X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report, and visit pewterreport.com for all of the stories that you're going to want to read about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'll be back soon with a new Pewter Pulse.